Welcome to Somewhere Else in Films. My name is Jared, and today I'm reviewing The Wonderful 101 by Platinum Games. It was directed by Hideki Kamiya, who did Devil May Cry and Bayonetta, and this is actually a Nintendo Wii U exclusive game, so it's clearly made for the Wii U as well. It really uses the console to its utmost ability. People have been comparing it to Pikmin 3, however I reckon apart from like a slight similarity between the look of the gameplay, there really isn't a whole lot to compare between the two games. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about The Wonderful 101 now. The story goes that Earth has been attacked by these creatures called Geth Jerks, which is a kind of mix of aliens and robots of sorts. But luckily, you're not just your average elementary school teacher, how the story starts out, but you're actually a member of a superhero group called the Wonderful 100. So you are Wonder Red, and you have a special ability of a big fist. And who doesn't want the ability to be a big fist? Whatever. Anyway, you're joined by 99 more odd superheroes, which make up 100, and like the main characters are Wonder Blue, Wonder Pink, Green, Yellow, White, and Black. However, there's also a bunch of other ones, other odd, wonderful members. There's Wonder Lunch, there's Wonder Tape Measure, Wonder Vegetable. Like, I can't help but think that the people that made this game were really sitting in a room and they were looking around the place and going, what could we do? Lunch. Oh, let's make Wonder Lunch. Let's make Wonder Vegetable. Oh, look, there's a telephone over there, a mobile phone. Wonder Phone. And that guy literally has a phone as a head. So there's sort of some wacky little quirks in this game that make up that Wonderful 100. Now, you might be asking straight away, why is it the Wonderful 100 instead of the Wonderful 101? Well, they kind of twist in this story that you're the extra member, but then throughout the whole plot they also introduce a kind of another member to the group, sort of makes up 101. I didn't really fully comprehend why it was 100 to 101, but maybe you will, who knows. Anyway, as the group, you're the Wonderful 100, you join up with this Virgin Victory. It's like a control center ship, and it's a real cliche Thunderbirds kind of control center with a Thunderbird style leader, and you're setting out to stop the invasion of Earth, and you're using your special powers, which are called Unite Morphing, and you're overcoming bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger enemies as the game goes on, but luckily you get bigger as well. So with Unite Morphing, what you're actually doing is you're joining up to create something. So Wonder Red joins up to create the big fist, and that is freaky. If I was sitting there and some guy holds up a big fist to me and says, I'm going to fist you, you're going to be like, run now. The more members you have, the bigger your fist can get. You've also got Wonder Blue makes a sword, Pink a whip, Green a gun, and you got a big hammer, claws, a big bomb. They're the sort of the main ones. There's other kind of powers that you can use as well, but we'll get into that afterwards. So anyway, the story takes you from the center of Blossom City, which is kind of their main city in the world. I don't even know if that actually exists anywhere, but you also go into all sorts of other random places, into Indiana Jones kind of jungles and ruins, and even go into the inside of one of your enemies. So anyway, the look of this game is left, right, and center, which is great because you're never sitting there bored thinking, oh wow, it's just the same look over and over. It always looks stunning. It's very brightly colored as well. Like even when you're inside some dude's stomach, you think, where's all the red blood cells? No, they didn't want it to be like that. They wanted greens and reds and yellows and pinks and all sorts. The story is kind of aimed at kids, but the game is pretty cliche and it really takes a piss out of itself. There's still a decent story with some twists and turns that keep you on your toes, but towards the end I started to really not care what was going on. Like, yeah, there was a big epic finale, but there was actually more like 5 epic finales, and each one got more epic than the last, and everything got bigger and bigger, and I just started to stop caring about number 2, so I just wanted the game to be finished. But all in all, the story's still pretty good. Like, it does keep you engrossed in wondering what's going to happen. There are some pretty good twists. There's actually 0 to 9 operations, so there's 10 operations in total. Each one has, so you got Operation 001 A, B, and C, and then you got 002 A, B, and C, and that goes all the way up to 009. The game took me about 25 hours to finish on normal difficulty, but look, people have been saying that they've been doing it in 10 to 15 hours, and I imagine if you play the game without looking for all the secrets and hidden places, that should be possible. But the thing about this game is the controls. It's how you control the game that really makes it stand out. use the control pad, and it still has all your standard Nintendo style controls. B's jump, A's attack, X is sort of group up, and Y is run. You've also got some extra little things for the triggers, and you've got, you know, your left joystick is making your kind of aim. But the difference with this game is you've got the touchpad, and you actually get to use the touchpad properly in this game, because when you're Unite morphing to make all these weapons, your big ass fist and your big sword, you got to draw these shapes. You can either do it by using the touchpad, or you can use the right joystick. But the thing is, you need to do these pretty spot on. You need to actually make these shapes exactly what they should look like, otherwise they don't really work. But so you're constantly going at it, you're constantly working on the keypad, working on the touchpad and looking up at the screen, and you're constantly changing to different Unite morphs. So the game really does keep you on its toes. It's kind of a hack and slash style, but I wouldn't even really call it that. The controls you obviously got Unite hand, sword, gun, hammer, whip, bomb, claw, but you can also do other things like create chains and ladders where you're climbing up walls and crossing over sort of gaps. You can create a glider and sort of fly around the place, which was pretty cool. Even when you didn't need to do it, I still did it half the time anyway. You can make a big circle around things to pick things up or explore secret parts and, you know, make gardens grow for some reason. I don't know why. You know, the world's ending quick, let's help this garden to grow. You can use things like Unite Rocket and Spring and Guts and all these other really cool things, and you're constantly on the ball having to change these things all the time, which was pretty cool. You can buy different items in a shop, and you can also buy different morphs and skills between each mission. So when you're on board the Virgin Victory, the ship, you can go into the shop and buy things. So there's still motivation to go and smash as much stuff, which I think's funny. The world's at an end, and half the time you're running around and you're smashing down the light posts and trees and people's cars and stuff just to steal their money. You're kind of thieves, really. But maybe you make up for it because you're saving the world, so you're allowed to steal shit, whatever. Anyway, you can also buy custom blocks, which is pretty cool, that, you know, helps you out in the game. So you can there's no real one way to complete this game. You can decide, like, oh, this enemy, you know, always beats me by, I don't know, I always run out of battery power to use my Unite morphs. So you can apply different blocks which help your battery power last longer, or, you know, there's all sorts of different things in there. A lot of the time I didn't use them because there was just too much switching back and forward between controls, so I just kind of kept punching enemies until they died. But, you know, whatever works for you. The game controls really aren't always perfect. They frustrated me a little bit, especially when you're in small spaces. You're trying to create all these shapes, but when you create the shapes, you're actually sending out all these people that you've recruited, and they start hitting into walls, and the shapes change, and the shapes never do what you want to do, and in the meantime some massive enemy's killing you, and then you die and then have to restart again. So that kind of sucks, but, you know, it happens. You're not actually just controlling your group in this game, which is cool. You're not just running around as a group of, you know, 50 or whatever people. You're also doing other things. So the game makes it interesting by making you fly the ships, boxing robots as well, which is really cool. Like, there's a secret mission in there where you just got to try and box a robot. I couldn't beat it, but I'll tell you what, I tried for like half an hour non-stop, and it was good fun, like, because it's not what you think this game's going to be, but they chuck in all this stuff along the way, which is cool. And there's all sorts of other random modes to keep you busy. So the game's actually, like, pretty interesting all in all. Like, my opinion on the game as a whole is it's really great, it's unique, but there is plenty to keep you busy, and there's the main storyline, there's secret missions, there's collectibles, and there's also bottle caps, which are like goals on, you know, which you unlock along the way. And you'll actually probably want to complete the game on different difficulty levels. So you start on normal, then you can go hard, and then you can go even harder, which is 101% difficulty or something like that, just so you can get all these goodies, so you're constantly unlocking things. So when you finally, like, when you get to the end of it, you still want to unlock things and find new secrets. So it's a really good bang for buck, this game. And even when you do get sick of the story, you can play wonderful missions, which are like, they're just sort of once-off little things. You're not really playing a storyline, but you can actually do that with friends. So you can have another 4 consoles plus your main one. So you get 5 people playing these wonderful missions, which is pretty cool if you got people over and you don't want them just to sit and watch you, because they won't come around again. The game frustrated me at times because, like, you needed to draw things quickly in combat, and it just never really did work like you wanted it to. So naturally, you take that out on the game. You don't blame yourself. You take it out on the game. It's the game's fault. The game isn't doing what I want it to do. It sucks. So once you get over your frustration, it's okay, but it's still frustrating all in all. The storyline, it's it confuses me a little bit. It's very childlike, yet the game's a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. So I don't know who the game was really aimed at. I think people under 15 will find this game too hard, yet people over 15 might be scared off by its sort of childlike cutscenes and plot. But it still confused me because there's heaps of these female characters and they show all these upskirt shots, so I don't know what they're trying to get at there, but don't know. Anyway, apart from that, I love the colourful gameplay and all the changing scenes. It's truly a bang for buck game, so like perfect for Christmas presents. Go get it. 4.5 stars from me.